I'm sure you've all heard the disappointing news by now, and you've seen the thumbnail, but if you haven't, let me fill you in. Halo Infinite will launch without campaign co-op and Forge mode. And I don't mean no split screen co-op, but they have an online co-op like they did for Halo 5. No, I mean no co-op at all. Meaning that essentially Halo Infinite is launching as a single player campaign only, with multiplayer. Their plans at the moment are that they will launch later in other seasons. So in Season 2, which is about 3 months after launch, that's when co-op will come out. And then Season 3, which will be 6 months after launch, that's when Forge will come out. The reasoning behind this is that the modes aren't hitting a certain quality threshold that 343 feels comfortable launching. I have mixed feelings on this. Of course, my initial response is, what the fuck? But listening to the reasoning, I kinda get it. Halo Infinite is a live service game now, so the game is never technically done. And yes, they did talk about delaying the game again, a bad choice in my opinion. But Infinite is a journey, and you need to start at some point, as Joe put it. I'm seeing lots of people saying that they should delay the game again, but that just seems like a knee-jerk reaction to me. You're going to be waiting a few months for co-op anyway. Another delay isn't going to make them go faster. Might as well play the multiplayer while you wait. However, one thing is annoying me, and has me kinda worried. They said upon reviewing things recently, they made this choice to delay the features. Reviewing things recently. They were ready to launch this thing last year. How bad was the game back then, and how bad was it going to launch? That's what I can't get out of my mind right now. Because when I heard that they've decided to delay the game originally, I thought it was just to spruce up the engine a bit and enhance the graphics, give it some extra polish. But if they're still working on key features now, months after the original planned release date, then the game was surely going to have a disastrous release if they didn't delay it. They say they are being transparent, which they are now, and I love that they are, but seriously, 343, how bad were you going to fuck us over last year? The ridicule and the memes that led to the delay was a godsend if the game is still very much in production and they are heavily reviewing features of their game more closely now. I am, however, glad they've told us now well in advance. They said they are now in full shutdown mode, which is them squashing bugs and fixing things. Good, because the thing that this game needs to absolutely get right at launch is campaign and multiplayer. When they said that Infinite was heavily inspired by Halo Combat Evolved, I didn't realise they meant that they want the game to launch with the same amount of features as that game, campaign and multiplayer only, which I honestly do think are the only two features we're going to get at launch. No Forge means no custom maps, no custom maps means no custom game browser, no file share, I doubt we're getting theatre at launch, and we haven't heard a peep about Firefight. Halo Infinite is looking to be very bare bones at launch, very much like Halo 5, which we do not want to repeat that. Those two features will have to be solid when the game launches. Campaign needs to be vast and have lots of collectibles, skulls, data pads, terminals, because if I can complete this open world game in 10 hours or so, then that is just disappointing, and they should not be charging full price for that. If they are as laser focused as they are to have us believe on making sure that these things work, then this game, it does need to work. Like, it needs to launch absolutely perfect. The multiplayer is great, the tech preview proved that, and they have learned a lot from it, and they are far from done, which I like. Keep testing and fixing and asking us for feedback. But 343, you're giving the community some unwanted Halo 5 flashbacks here. For the love of God, please have a lot of maps, playlists and game modes for us to play. If the game launches with 10 maps and 6 game modes spread across 6 playlists, then the game will suffer. Slayer, VIP, King of the Hill, Oddball, Flag in all its variants, Assault in all its variants, Infection, Fiesta, Shotty Snipers, SWAT, Territories, Land Grab, I missed that one from Halo 3, Juggernaut, and probably a few more that I'm forgetting, all need to be there at launch and in playlists for us to play in. If you launch and another competitor, Splitgate, has more game types than you, then that's just a massive fail on your part. There needs to be a big team playlist, a 4v4 Slayer playlist, 6v6 objective / Slayer mix, a free-for-all playlist, so Rumble Pit, multi-team for that crazy rocket race action. When it comes to multi-team, I kind of prefer the 4 teams of 3 as opposed to the 4 teams of 2. That's just me. Infection, and we need ranked or competitive versions of some of these playlists. So a 4v4 Slayer, 4v4 objective, lone wolves, team doubles, and maybe a big team or a 6v6 ranked playlist. There was a 6v6 ranked playlist in Halo 3 for a wee while. I believe it was called Squad Battle, and it allowed you to play on the sort of medium-sized maps, which was the best of both worlds, you know, arena and big team maps. It was great. 6v6 on high ground and 6v6 on construct. It was so good. That's what we need. We need that amount of multiplayer variety if this is all the game is going to launch with, is just multiplayer and campaign. And if you think that's too much to ask for at launch, I just have to assume that you started playing Halo with Halo 5, because all that I listed there is the bare minimum of what Halo's through Combat Evolved to Halo Reach launched with. I'm glad they dropped this news now before Gamescom, where they will more than likely announce the release date for the game, and maybe also the release date for the next flight. I'm still so hyped for this game, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Joe and Brian together again talking about Halo, it just brought me some nostalgic joy from the old school Halo days. But seriously, 343, it's been a difficult journey these past 10 or so years, and just when it seems like the 343 of old has evolved into something better, we see that there's still some cracks in the armour that they need to work on. But this is just the running motif of 343 Industries. They make some really good advances in certain areas, and then they drop the ball in others. I know they are named after 343 Guilty Spark, but honestly, the name couldn't be more perfect in summing up their progress. 343. One step forward, one step back. 343, not 345. Anyway, let me know what you think about this news. Are you worried about the launch? Do you think they should delay the game again? Personally, I don't. Let me know, and let's just try and make it to launch without any more disappointing news. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.